So far in my TV travels, I've investigated China, the world's most secretive superpower, and discovered the splendours and survived the rigours.
What the hell is this?
Of India, one of the more intoxicating subcontinents. So now it's time to take things a little easier. Europe. With its breathtaking architecture, ravishing coastlines, dazzling culture, sumptuous food, and glorious wines. But things didn't turn out quite as expected.
Welcome in our hotel.
So hold on to your hats, strap yourselves in,
Oh man!
and prepare to see Europe like you've never seen it before. What happened? Germany is Europe's biggest and most successful economic power, and it's here in the capital of Berlin that I start my European tour. I must admit, I don't know very much about Berlin, except that until 20 years ago, the city was divided by a wall.
There's a sign here that says, I presume this is Berlin Wall, Berliner Mauer, 1961 to 1989. I have to say, it doesn't seem that big. Wouldn't stop anybody.
Actually, a token section of the wall has been left intact for posterity. And here at Checkpoint Charlie, once the epicentre of a near-apocalyptic clash of the superpowers, a few iconic images remain, together with a clutch of memorabilia and souvenirs. But by and large, Berlin's brutal division seems to have been reduced to a photo opportunity for tourists and the odd travel professional.
Here's a strange thing. I've been to India, I've been to China, but I've never been to Germany before. In fact, there's vast acres of Europe that remain remarkably unexplored by me. So, the stereotypes I've been given of Germany in the past are that they are humanist people, that they're very efficient, but actually there's no real sense of fun or joy.
Hello. Good morning.
Can I just change what I just said? Germany's full of people walking around in bear costumes. It's been a long tradition here ever since I first saw that bloke about 13 seconds ago. So immediately the idea of Germany that I had has been slightly blown apart.
In 1990, after reunification, Berlin was reborn. Tens of billions of pounds were pumped into restoring the city to a state-of-the-art capital. But overall, the result makes for an eclectic mix. And Berlin's difficult history is not just reflected in its architecture. One of the biggest controversies of the past 10 years is situated just a stone's throw from where Hitler's bunker used to be. The Holocaust Memorial. More than 2,500 stone monoliths, arranged in random form over nearly 5 acres. I find it a moving tribute, but critics have declared the monument too abstract, partly because these slabs contain no names or dates. The real controversy, though, is that every one of these stones had to be coated in a special chemical to protect it from anti-Semitic graffiti, because neo-Nazis are now a growing force in the east of Germany. Scenes like these, especially on the streets of Berlin, strike a chilling chord. But on closer inspection, all is not what it seems.
Rather bizarre scenario here, with echoes of the old Nazi uniform, but instead of the swastika we have a an apple, a black apple on a flag. So I was to try and talk to one of these guys, find out what it's all about. Hello, can I speak to you? You speak English?
Yes, I do.
Oh, hello, I'm Paul. Hello, pleased to meet you.
I'm Henry.
Henry?
Yes.
Okay, could you tell me, what are you doing here? What is this about?
We are making fun of Nazis.
Okay.
Because there's a big Nazi problem in Germany. And right over there, the small yellow building, central of the biggest Nazi party in Germany.
You see them waving to some people over there who are coming out?
Yeah, these are some of the Nazis.
And what was that they were chanting there?
Apple juice.
Apple juice.
Yes.
The Apple Front, as it's known, is a peaceful organisation formed 6 years ago by a politics lecturer from Leipzig called Alf.
This is our great Führer. Alf. Yes.
Hello, I'm Paul. You're Alf?
Yes.
Hello, I'm very pleased to meet you. So, do you think that the power of comedy is a very powerful weapon against these people?
Yes, I think you need it. You need a political struggle, a political fight against these people with arguments and something like that. And you also need all kinds of jokes, satirical moments, and so to make it's funny, to make it a little bit entertaining, to make protests entertaining.
So when sort of ordinary members of the public are going by, how do they react to you?
First, sometimes they get a little shock because of this powerful color.
Yes.
But then they think Germany Nazis are not looking like Nazis anymore. They mostly look like normal guys.
Yes.
And so the people are beginning to laugh. Some people say, oh no, you can't joke with this serious topic. No, please not. Yeah, but mostly they like it. It's also a chance for me to perform the Führer.
So you like walking up and down shouting at people?
Oh yes. You see, you know, every German has a little Adolf inside,
The tiny one, which must be suppressed.
but he comes also out when you give him 10 minutes a day in front of the mirror. Maybe you try it out.
Then that's fine.
That's fine. It's good for the soul. It's purgatory. You know?
Die Abwehrung holen. Stellen die Abwehrung und endlich
This has to be one of the bizarrest political movements I've ever encountered. Yet it's also one of the few that I wouldn't mind joining. And one thing's for sure, Alf and his Apple Front have instantly dispelled one of the most commonly held beliefs about this nation.
This is brilliant German humour. This is German humour that gets right at the very heart of, addressing what happened in the past and their worries about the future. And I think it's the very thing that dictators and the far right really despise, people laughing at them. And I think that what they're doing here is great.
I found Berlin to be a young, cool and vibrant city where English is pretty much a second language. And this is Jan, my suitably young and cool researcher. In fact, so cool is Jan, he doesn't seem all that keen on hanging out with me. But I've got other friends here.
Hello, how are you?
See?
Thank you.
For reasons known only to Jan, we're headed now deep into the east of the city, and one of Berlin's many uber-cool internet cafes. Jan may be amongst his own here, but I'm a little bored. And to be honest, I was rather expecting him to do the research part of his job before I got here.
Jan, what are we doing at the moment here?
We're waiting for a meeting.
Waiting for meeting.
And at last our meeting has arrived.
Hey Jan. Hey. Na, wie geht's dir?
This is a friend of Jan's,
Hello. This is Katja.
Oh, Katja, hello.
who apparently is a rather unusual Berlin pastime she wants to show us.
So are you from Berlin?
Yeah, I'm from West Berlin, from Kreuzberg, which is an area in where the wall was going through.
So what was the fundamental difference between East Berlin and West Berlin?
The colors, yeah. The colors were really different because I remember as a kid going over there, it was really gray. And I smuggled my cat from...
You smuggled your cat?
I smuggled my cat from East Germany, East Berlin to West Berlin. I had it under my jacket. And you weren't supposed to smuggle anything?
Did the cat prefer life in West Berlin or did it prefer life in East Berlin?
I honestly, and she never told me.
No, it's cat, yeah.
Now, if like me, you hoped that might be the end of Katya's cat stories, you'd be very wrong.
2 days ago, I went to the vet because she has a hole in her fur, which won't go away. And at the vet, there's an operation table. There's a bird cage. And the veterinarian said, well, what about acupuncture? And I have a really wild cat. And she put a needle in her left ear, and while I was holding her, she was watching the birds. And then she shook her head, and the needle, the acupuncture needle, went straight into the cage and killed the bird. Honestly, my cat stabbed a bird in my veterinarian's office.
I'm not quite sure what to make of all this. But apparently we're off now to meet Sebastian, a friend of Katya's, who is about to embark on the fight of his life.
It's a sports casino.
Right.
I hope for his sake it doesn't involve Katya's cat.
Come, Jan.
Come on, Jan, it's a chance to walk through a door.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Can't be selling.
Deep in the bowels of this sports casino lies the headquarters of a uniquely Berlin phenomenon.
Chess Boxing Club. Sounds interesting. Should we have a look inside?
So see, this is my friend Sebastian, and he has a big match tonight.
Right.
And Ita is the one training him.
He was the guy here, yeah?
Yeah.
I have to hand it to Katya. Chess boxing does sound intriguing.
Visitors.
Eva
Hi, I'm Paul. Hello. Hi, pleased to meet you. Hi.
and Sebastian.
Sebastian, hello. Hi, how are you? Hi. So, chess boxing.
Yes.
Two different sports combined as one. Is that what it is I'm seeing?
Two different sports for the price of one, basically. It's a very difficult and tough game, but it is at the end, after a lot of training it's very rewarding because you train both the mental part and the physical part.
Mm-hmm. So in chess boxing, it's important to train not just the brawn, but the brain as well.
It's just good to learn how to concentrate after a fight. It's important that you learn how to breathe after that, just calm down, because especially after a boxing round you want to move fast, you want to go for it, and then that's where you blunder a lot.
Unfortunately, this is Sebastian's opponent, Frank.
Yeah, he's a very tough opponent. I mean, he's a policeman. He's used to perform under stress in stress situations,
right, yes.
And he has the right mindset for this game, and he's very strong.
So, no offence, but I know who my money will be on.
So you think you've got a chance?
I think I have a chance, otherwise I would not get into the ring.
Okay.
Of course he has a chance. Of course. I'm going to bet on you tonight.
Yeah, hoping so.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we do. It's going to be exciting.
So this is chess boxing. There are 11 alternating rounds, 6 of chess and 5 of boxing. A checkmate or a knockout will win. But the chess is played against a clock. Each player gets 12 minutes of playing time available. To win this, I reckon Sebastian has to dominate on the board, because Frank now looks very much in the driving seat. alternating of the two disciplines that makes it so hard.
So now you can see it, the heart is pumping. They're both trying to control his fist. And then if he puts more pressure on his opponent, the opponent might make mistakes in the chest.
As the players begin to get tired, their brains become starved of oxygen. Strategic thinking gets harder, so their chess game slows down. In fact, Sebastian is already in trouble. And though he fights bravely over the next 6 rounds, Frank's game stays fast and steady. By the end of the 9th round, Sebastian has just a few seconds of chess playing time left.
He's happy to have survived that.
Yeah, with only 19 seconds.
This will be the final round of boxing, and to have any chance of winning, Sebastian has to go for a knockout. Though Sebastian's blows hit home, Frank still has 3 minutes in hand, and his opponent is too exhausted to think. So it's all over. But what I thought would be a one-sided contest has turned out to be a nail-biting match. I mean, it sounds like a daft idea, but actually you see that the strategy of the boxing and the strategy of chess come together. Now, for example, in the last boxing round, although Sebastian was behind in the chess, he could still win if he'd knocked Frank out. So he's not completely out of it, because he knows he's got to go for it, because when he comes back to the chess, he's really got very little chance left. He's got 19 seconds left, his pieces are being overpowered. So, I mean, it gives an extra element to the boxing, it gives an extra element to the chess. I think it's wonderful. The following day, and it seems that my enigmatic researcher has been at his laptop again.
Where are we heading for you then? Well, we're just taking a quick detour. That's this sort of international incident story I just wanted to check out.
International incident?
So how we doing?
So we've now stopped in this rather grim-looking town called Eberswalde, which I suspect may be German for bullet hole. Apparently this guy on the other side of the street has been involved in some diplomatic incident with North Korea. So never let it be said that I don't investigate the hard-hitting stories.
Carl Smolinski.
Carl, hello, Paul
Merton. This is the man who's involved in our diplomatic crisis that we're stopping for. He's a prominent local rabbit breeder that has actually donated 6 of his prize-winning rabbits to the state of North Korea to feed the poor and start a breeding program. But unfortunately very recently found out that they were actually served up at a birthday banquet for the North Korean leader Kim Jong-il, and is now involved in a furious exchange of letters with the Korean ambassador.
That doesn't seem big enough to serve up at a banquet.
But apparently Carl has more substantial banqueting buddies round the back.
So these are the big ones. They're called giants.
Well, they're enormous, aren't they?
There's Robert II here.
Oh.
He's telling you, this is Robert II, he's called.
Robert II.
His father,
Yes.
he was first in history because he was the biggest giant rabbit ever, with 13.3 kilos, and he's also the one that went to North Korea and was slaughtered.
Oh my goodness me.
Well, Robert II definitely takes after his dad.
Ooh, hello.
Imagine pulling him out of your hat.
Yes,
This is a special made sort of measuring stick, just for measuring ears.
I see.
21 Zentimeter.
This one's got 21 centimeters.
In the days of the old German Democratic Republic, giant rabbits like these were widely bred for food.
Ganz wie Frucht ist es, aber sie machen nur noch ganz wenige.
He's saying it used to be very, very popular, but these days the only people that are left are really the fanatics like himself who just can't let go because there's no money to be made.
Which is surprising, really, because the one thing you can say about rabbit breeding is it doesn't take up too much of your time.
And that's it? That's it, all done?
So it shouldn't be too long now before there's a Robert III.
There doesn't seem to be a great deal of romance.
Das Kloppen ist jetzt sag mal, das war was.
He's just saying that this stamping of the male rabbit is sort of signifying that was a good.
He was happy with that.
Yes, basically.
Yeah.
Well, you learn something every day. And with regard to North Korea, I reckon Cole might be better off letting sleeping dogs lie. Although, come to think of it, they eat those there too.
I found that very interesting, Jan. Have you seen giant rabbits like that before?
I haven't actually. I thought of Kim Jong-il with one of those.
Yes. Yeah, I suppose they probably can turn quite vicious. I hope. And it could sort of like have its way with you. Like the male rabbit's quite, if you were, I'm not suggesting you would or anybody would, but if you get lonely and you're a bit drunk and it's in the middle of East Germany and there's nobody about, I think I probably should leave that thought there.
I've spent the past few days in Germany, and though I've been finding the country quite entertaining, I only wish I could say the same for my researcher. And today Jan has brought me to this rather unremarkable town called Kaiserslautern, where he's booked me into this hotel. And I must say, this does look charming. Can't wait to stay here. I think I'll get Jan to book all my holidays from now on. As you may have gathered, the Alcatraz Hotel used to be a prison, and I've been assured that staying here will give me an unusual insight into the German psyche.
Hello.
Hello.
This is a hotel?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a room booked under the name of Paul Merton, I think? M-E-R-T-O-N?
So, just fill me out sign-in paper.
Okay, thank you. These bars are rather unusual.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's usual.
The receptionist is a little austere.
Right, okay.
In fact, if anything, I suspect that the prisoner's probably got a warmer welcome.
Do you get time off for good behaviour?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Or maybe they've just kept on the staff. I can safely say that I have never stayed in a prison before. However, I can also safely say that I've never wanted to stay in a prison before.
Just here.
So I'm a little trepidatious.
That's your room. Please give me a card.
Looks like it's small.
Yes, it's a real prison room.
Right, good.
Of course I say good, but what I mean is, oh yeah, and you really surpassed yourself this time.
Well, it's charming. Do you have to take my shoelaces away from me as I sleep at night? No? Okay, that's good.
You can give your luggage.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, that's very
And
kind
now I
of
will
you.
show you the showers, because here you have only...
Yeah, sure. Okay, the showers. Okay. Ominous.
The showers are here,
In here.
gentlemen, and for the ladies.
Oh, right. So, it's nice. It's clean. I think this might be one of the nicest prisons I've ever stayed in. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank
Wish you a
you.
pleasant stay.
Oh, I'm sure I will have a lovely stay.
Bye.
Thank you. Hello. I think you've got my key. Hello, cat flap.
An hour later, and they've allowed me out for recreation.
Now we have some fine exhibits here. This painting was done by Lefty Maguire shortly before he took 3 prison officers out. I'll probably sort of meet up with the other residents and form an escape committee. That's probably the best bet from this stage, I think.
Ironically, the hotel is owned by a couple of local lawyers. There's a walled garden, lounge bar, and conference facilities, with a free uniform for every delegate.
Okay.
The manager here turns out to be an American called Mike Rabb, and he's offered to show me round.
How many rooms do you have here altogether?
Total 56 rooms right now. Ich hab Frühstück für Sie. Komm rein, ja?
Previous guests in this prison have included such infamous criminals as the Bader-Meinhof gang. But what I don't quite understand is why anyone would want to stay here out of choice.
Tagger?
All right.
It's all a bit of a mystery.
Is this something, this kind of venture, do you think appeals particularly to German people?
You know, they do like it for sure. Most definitely, because if you take a look at the past and the history of Germany,
yes,
not the smoothest past.
No, sure. Tell me then, how does an American end up living in Germany?
Well, Paul, it's kind of a complicated question, but 1997 I came over here to pursue a professional soccer career, football.
All right, yes, that's unusual for American soccer.
And then to kind of keep it nice and easy, I gathered quite a bit of experience off the field. Now, hello, how you doing? All right, and as you see, we do have couples that do enjoy the hotel as well.
Yes, indeed.
So, business appears to be booming, and many guests actively seek the harsh disciplines of a prison experience.
Come on. Erst eine halbe Stunde, okay? Yeah, okay.
Anyways, I noticed there was a bit of... a bit angry or a bit more aggressive with him. Bang, 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 and slaps.
That's why I don't ask many questions. They just pay me for what I like to do and the certain kind of treatment that they like to have.
Oh, I see. That's something that he asks for?
Exactly. It is something he asked for, and you know, I can tell you a little story. We had this one guy come in, and he had the similar treatment, but he locked himself in there for 4 days. Only wanted one meal.
Yes.
Never wanted to be seen.
Yes.
Just through the crack. And he wanted to tell me kind of why. It felt like he wanted to tell me why he'd maybe done something wrong in his life somewhere. But again,
so maybe it's an unsolved crime, and he's feeling a bit guilty about it.
Let's hope not.
No, exactly.
But you never know. You never know. Some people just kind of like to punish themselves in different ways.
Yes.
Well, I'm no psychologist, but I think Mike's right. Maybe better not to know too much about my fellow guests. In fact, as darkness falls, it's almost a relief to be safely locked up in my cell. I'm headed now for Bavaria, the largest state in Germany. With its stunning alpine scenery, it's the country's holiday destination, attracting 24 million tourists every year. The capital of Bavaria is Munich, notoriously where Adolf Hitler and his Nazi party rose to power. After the war, the city was painstakingly rebuilt, and today it's one of Germany's wealthiest cities, thanks to a mixture of new technology and a thriving tourist industry. Beer and leather seem to be the mainstay of the Bavarian brand. Frankly, it's all a bit tacky. And I'm sensing that Jan may be a little too cool for lager and lederhosen, so I think this may be my chance for a spot of Schadenfreude.
Yes, why not? That looks good. Sort of sex offender look. Have you got a hat that goes with this?
Yes, sir.
It's lovely. Oh yeah, see, that's beginning to work already, isn't it? There's a certain sort of attitude is appearing, I think, with the shorts. Yes, that's good. Quite nice legs, really.
The following morning, and I'm in search of a local bus driver. I've heard that Peter Copland has been causing a bit of a stir on the Munich art scene. And he's agreed to meet me at his attic studio, where he clearly takes security very seriously.
Hello, Peter Copland?
Yes.
Hello, I'm Paul Merton. Hello.
Hello.
Pleased to meet you. Hello. You've got a lot of spy holes in your door.
First I had only one spy hole, but it was a few centimeters too low, and I thought maybe one is not enough, so I put 6 of them, and I thought, it's not a good picture, and I put another that I had 13, and I ended with 17.
This one's quite low down there.
Yeah, this is for the dog, or when or when I'm drunk and can't stand up anymore. So you come in here, so you see all what I'm done of microchips, not microchip, it's microchip, written with SH.
Well, what is that exactly?
It's a small paper boat.
Oh, right, okay.
Peter's art involves a very specific form of origami with a decidedly nautical twist.
This is 277 microchips, type 1 microchips, and a storage area.
His works sell for up to €5,000 a piece.
Those are type 2 microchips.
Okay.
They have a white sail and blue.
Oh, I see, yes.
He folds each of these miniature paper ships himself, and he's very meticulous about his technique.
This is a body-supported infrastructure unit, and the right is a raw material area 2C, and I put a raw material unit. It's German industrial standard size
yes.
A13, and this will be folded in half, and then comes a second half folding. This will be turned back, and at the folding line of the second half folding, there will be folded the semi-diagonal. Then we put these rectangular pieces will be pulled apart by 180 degrees in both directions. Interior planes will be folded to angles, interior angles, and the angles become planes, and there will have been now like 16-2.
This is very delicate what you're doing here. This is quite difficult.
Yeah, it's a microchip, so you have 2 micro tools. You got a biometrical optical gripping unit.
A thumb.
Yeah, so, and now it's finished. I can show you my main storage area.
Yes, please, yes.
Wait a moment. This is in this closet. This is the most valuable place.
Peter likes to keep a working supply of around 120,000 microchips. Apparently he's been folding bits of paper for the best part of 50 years. God only knows what the worst part was like.
Peter, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I become 62 this year in September, and I have to live another 24 and a half years, because I wrote 20 years ago that I will die in the springtime of 2033.
And how do you know that?
Oh, I just planning is everything. As a German, I must plan my life.
So have you ordered the tombstone yet with a date on it?
I got a tombstone beside my bed, in my bedroom, and it was very dirty, and I wanted to shower it in my bathroom.
In fact, Peter's tombstone spent 6 years here in his bathroom before he realised it was getting a little too cluttered. Which is when he moved it to his bedroom, where there doesn't seem to be very much room either.
Here,
I see, right.
When I was 19, we found this in the forest.
When you were 19, so you've kept it all this time?
Yeah, I'm now the owner of this tombstone for 40 years.
The only downside being it appears to have someone else's name on it.
This is Caspar Miller?
Caspar Miller, yes, and his wife. It's a little bit, you can't see it very good anymore. And I want to replace his name by mine.
Do you feel it'd be unlucky to put your name on it at the moment?
No, I'm not superstitious.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Before you think too badly of Peter, he's not a grave robber. He actually found this stone discarded in a forest.
And there were many stones, but only half or a quarter. But this one was
In perfect shape. Not many people know what their own tombstone looks like, do they?
No.
We're back on the road again and heading just outside of Munich to a small town called Erding. It doesn't look too promising, but Jan is keen for me to meet an Englishman who felt so at home here in Germany that he stayed.
So how long has this guy lived in Bavaria?
About 10 years, I'd say.
And is there any particular reason why we're meeting him in a bowling alley?
Well, apparently we can't meet him at home because his wife doesn't approve of his hobby.
What's wrong with bowling?
But of course I should have known that nothing with Jan is ever straightforward. Now, I've never been bowling before, but I'm assuming this isn't the normal dress code.
Oh, this is Mr. Richard Foley.
Hi, Richard. Hi, please meet you. How are you?
It's funny, but I can't immediately think of an intelligent question.
Bavaria. We're in Bavaria at the moment. You're English, I believe.
Yep. I come from London.
Come from London. So I have to ask you really, the nudity, what's that about?
Oh, we just like being naked. We go out for walks in nature, it's on the great outdoors. Equally, we can come bowling.
So how did you get together as a group of people?
Very informal.
I can see it's informal. I suppose the thing that certainly surprised me is just how it's just all relaxed and nobody's just in any way, I mean, there's nobody shrieking or screaming or anything like that, which you would expect as you would get back in Britain.
Yeah, it's pretty relaxed, isn't it? And personally, I find that a healthy thing.
I suppose the Germans have always been known for their health and efficiency, but I can't imagine this lot going down too well in Tunbridge Wells.
The Germans have had a history of nudity in their country. They started the nudist movement in the 1920s here, this is where it all began. And we're very much now sort of, taking the nudist movement further.
So what's different about your approach?
The nudists tend to congregate in groups, and they only allow you to be naked inside their like almost ghettos.
Yes,
so active people say you can be basically naked wherever you feel like.
So active, that's a combination of two words?
Yeah, active is naked and active.
Naked and active.
Right, so it means not lying on the beach, drying up like an old lizard, but getting out and walking, climbing, cycling, bowl, do whatever you want.
I understand your wife doesn't particularly share this hobby.
Indeed, yes. She's fairly disapproving.
Doesn't she like bowling?
I still haven't got a clue why they want to be naked, but I do think that bowling looks like quite a fun sport. Although I clearly need a few pointers.
What's a little spin inside?
Right. Get used to it actually, after a while you get into the bowling. It doesn't matter if everybody's walking around with their bowls hanging out.
We're in the far south of Bavaria, right on the border with Austria, in a chocolate box town called Borghausen. The sun is shining, and I seem to be in a playful mood.
It's very pretty here. Quite gorgeous, quite romantic really. Give us a kiss. So, where are we off to then?
Well, I'm taking you to a little relaxing time, spa, in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, hello. Things are looking up.
The south of Germany and Austria are renowned not only for leather and lager, but also for their flourishing spa culture. And though I'm always a little suspicious of his motives, Jan's convinced me I should indulge in a spot of pampering. And of course he has just the place in mind. The manager of this spa hotel is apparently called Bernard. Or should that be St. Bernard?
Hi there, I think you've got a room for the night for me. Name of Merton, M-E-R-T-O-N. We must be down there somewhere.
Carry on.
Well, this is Bernard. He's going to take very good care of you today.
Hello, Bernard.
Welcome to my hotel.
Thank you very much.
Come with me, I'll show you your room.
Okay, thank you.
See you later.
Keep my suitcase upstairs, please.
So now we're in the wellness area. Please follow me. Here are the treatments inside.
Okay.
I've been assured that Bernard's treatments are unique to the region, but I'm not really a spa person, and I'm getting cold feet.
Paul, follow me this way. Here's your treatment. That's the special beer bath with the ingredients of beer, with hop, malt and yeast. It's very good for your skin, very good for energy.
Yes.
And just jump in.
Just jump in.
Just jump in.
Okay.
There's a certain nude theme creeping into Jan's Bavarian itinerary. I wouldn't normally expect to strip off except in a bowling alley.
Oh, it's just like getting into a bar full of beer.
So, 1 second, you also got the bubbles.
Bubbles?
Yes, we have to start the jacuzzi.
Okay. I'm not going to have the pea soup tonight, I'll tell you that.
I will bring you a beer.
Oh, I see, I drink beer at the same time.
It's the same time, and if you finish, just help yourself. And you get more of your beer.
Nice, yes.
Yeah.
Right, great, lovely.
So, enjoy your treatment.
I will.
Beer baths are supposed to be good for rheumatism, skin disorders and stress. And I'm feeling more relaxed already.
I think from now on, every bathroom that I have at home will have 3 taps, hot, cold and beer.
I think I'm getting into this spa culture.
What a fight.
Ah, looks like Bernard's calling last orders.
Now we finish the treatment. So turn around. Hands up.
And now that my bath time is over, it seems to be time for my bed.
Then just lie on the linen.
Okay.
So now you get rubbed in.
I feel like a 4-year-old auditioning for the school nativity play.
You also above your shoulder. Sorry. So now you get a little bit of strong. Because now you should relax in this bed.
Okay, just relax.
Yeah.
According to Bernard, this is the most popular part of the treatment. Having loosened up in the alcoholic hot tub, the locals find a roll in the hay together, the perfect happy ending. Oh, I'm starting to stress again.
So, that's the ending. It's a bit rutschen.
Call me old-fashioned, but I'm only just getting over sharing my bath time. I mean, we haven't even been introduced.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh no, surely not. Don't they know I'm British? Let's hope my wife's not watching this. Now, you're very lucky that you just missed those last few minutes. Suffice it to say that I think I held my own. At least I think it was my own. Having survived the rigours of the beer spa, I thought I'd pop down to the bar for a quiet nightcap. So bottoms up, as they say in Germany. And if you thought the cabaret was a little heavy-handed, just wait till you hear the stand-up.
does he say in there? You've no idea. Our interpreter has no idea.
He said apparently,
yes.
What does your grandpa look like? I don't know. Weiter?
So schaut der Russen aus. What?
That's how your grandpa looks, and that's when he took the beer foam and put it in his beard.
He seemed very angry about it.
Sah doch eher sauer aus, stimmt das? Apparently it wasn't meant like he was angry.
I see. Oh God, there's another one.
Maybe it's just the way they tell them. But the humour here is rather lost on me. In fact, I've come to the conclusion that Bavarian culture is just not my cup of tea. But fortunately for my next programme, I'll be heading north to Hamburg to discover an alternative world where size doesn't matter.
It's not often in life you wish you were that high, but at this moment I really wish I was.
And I meet a charming family who make sex aids.
Well, I suppose the moral of this story is that the family that makes vibrators together stays together.
Then I travel to Ireland, where I become enlightened by Cork's gay scene.
Did you enjoy yourself? I did, immensely.
And further enlightened by a Buddhist monk.
A man without a penis becomes a penis without a man.
I was just saying the same thing this morning. Now, sex, drugs and gambling are just an aside in the Vegas we know and love. So mark your card now, as brand new CSI is back. The season premiere is tomorrow night at 9 here on 5. Next tonight, drugs, corruption and violence. It's the multi-award winning crime caper Traffic.